Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this is my last opportunity to speak with you. Mr. DeSantos gets one more shot. I want to thank you for sitting here. This is not one of the most pleasant cases in the world, but I want you to take a look at everything first and listen. I want to play the video of Konrad Imirowicz.
Right now?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay.
This is what the victim had to say, and it's rare you get a chance to see what the victim has to say.
She wanted to go to a beer.
Here, I'm just going to start it from the beginning.
That was close, but
Something set on. She wanted to go to a beer. Be a good place. I couldn't get her in for whatever reason. So we're going to go to a hotel. Then she wanted her hair colored. She's got really dark hair. Let me black like your mask. And it's very hard to color.
Okay, but you got a pacemaker, right?
No.
No?
No.
Alright.
I have nothing.
Nothing
no
in you at all?
medications, no.
Do you mind if we go in your house?
But go ahead. Door's open.
That's fine.
And so I don't know. Last night I noticed you threw a bunch of stuff at me. Got mad.
What is like stuff meaning?
There's she rearranged her bedroom, so there was a mattress on the wall. She heaved that and went crazy on that stuff. I've asked her to take out the garbage several times, and that hasn't been working. But
Is this kind of? I'm trying to gauge this. Is this a normal behavior that she would throw stuff on you to burn you?
no. She usually gets an argument.
Okay.
I get mad at her, she gets mad at me, we badmouth each other. It's not normal, right? But this is you.
Okay.
This is very, very new. So, last night I had half a Smirnoff, put the bottle down, put the cork back on.
Put the smear on?
No, the little one.
Oh, the airplane size?
The Smirnoff, what do you call it? Ice.
Oh, beer, like the beer thing.
Beer thing.
Yeah, like the seltzer.
The little seltzer drink, right?
Sure.
The lemonade. So I watch the movie, shut off my phone, call it a night. It was pretty early. And then this morning, I got up, finished my Smirnoff, watched the rest of the movie, went back to bed. And they said, I got all kinds of people in the house with still,
Were you sleeping when this happened, or were you unconscious?
No, I was sleeping. I wasn't unconscious. We didn't have anything to drink. I didn't have the Smirnoff, give me a break. I was thinking about getting her some breakfast and stuff, or making some. I was going to get her a breakfast because I was got the 2 for $5 thing going. Keeps, so I was going to do that. No, you done go to mine just move if you want. Okay.
I won't bother you that much. All I need, if you don't remember, you don't remember. All I just want to know if we can go in your house to investigate what happened.
Go ahead.
Okay.
The door is open, right, Austin? It's unlocked.
The door is open. Yes, I have. Us.
There's a bunch of cats.
Let me talk to him and then we'll talk out there.
All the cats can go out except for a little gray one. She's tidy.
Right.
Padawan, she's not old enough to go outside yet.
Okay.
Right there.
You mind if I see your hand? If you just want to flip it.
Pull this cover off. I can't. The legs.
Carefully
Show the legs.
Are you wrapped up in this?
Yeah, good.
I didn't know if you were wrapped in like a bungee or what. Can you see that good enough, or do you need a little more? Okay. It's like this.
Get this side.
Yeah.
He gets it.
Is he okay to lift that up like that?
You feel it? All right.
Do you have it on your back? You don't have to get up, but I'm just asking. Okay.
It's part of him.
Okay.
I don't know. I got him on. I can see my shoulder if you want to full
It's okay.
Can I show him the pictures that I took?
Yes, you can.
Perfect. Okay, I will, I appreciate it, you get better, and, I'll keep in contact with your family, okay?
All right, awesome.
Yep. All right.
I don't know what they're gonna do.
All right, Bill.
That's all I'm gonna show, so you can hit the lights back, okay? Thank you. Rarely get a chance to see the victim make a statement. His statement is that he was asleep, he doesn't know who did this, he doesn't know what happened, he was intoxicated. Well, actually, he didn't say that, did he? He only had one Smirnoff Ice, but they told the trooper that he was a .3, which is close to 4 times the legal limit to drive. Now, if we go over the witnesses, Kayla said, I got communication from Megan. 10:30 in the morning. That's when supposedly all this happened. But based upon her statements, if I remember correctly, she didn't leave till 2:30. Now, she also said in her little interview she had talked to her dad. If you remember him, he remembers the incident, and he remembers her throwing things at him, an argument. He got up afterwards. He watched a movie, had the last of his Smirnoff Ice. That's what he said. Now, it's unfortunate that the troopers didn't get any fingerprints, didn't take a look and see what liquids were there, didn't do any investigation into the house. Basically, the troopers are there. They know he's burned. They know somehow this got on him. I mean, the officer in the tape says, yeah, we're looking into this to investigate. Is this a self-inflicted accident, or did you pour it on here? Now, let's think about this. She's 18 years old. This is her birthday party. This is 12:30 at night. She's already aware that her father has chemical burns because her brothers called her and contacted her. She's already aware of what's going on. They go there. She's cornered back in a vehicle with her back to the vehicle with 3 officers on this side. She's 18 years old. She's at a party. Did they look at her and say, well, you know, how you doing? Is it okay? They cornered her and put her in the car, put her there so they could get what they wanted, a confession, so they wouldn't have to do any more investigation. She's 18 at a party. And did they check for alcohol? Did they look at her eyes? Did they do anything? No. They said they went there to investigate. They asked her. She said, this is what happened. They weren't happy with that. They kept going. They pushed this. Their job's to close this case out. Their job's to get a confession. And that's what he got. He wasn't happy till he got what he wanted. He went there to arrest her. That's what we've got. Now, Mr. DeSantos said that in those medical records, you'll find statements made by Mr. Imirowicz blaming his daughter. No, you won't. Nowhere in those medical records does Mr. Imirowicz blame his daughter. Everyone assumed it's her. She lived there. They assumed it was her. They did no investigation. They did nothing. Closed their case out. They're done. There's liquid on the floor. They didn't find out what kind of liquid it was. Although his ex-wife testified she went in there and there was a bag of feces at the thing, at the couch. There was liquid on the floor. Frankly, it's probably his urine from sitting there. The couch was in bad shape. Nobody tested it. There's fleas. The bathroom downstairs in bad shape. This is a house that is a nightmare. This is a house I hope none of you ever have to go into. This is a bad situation. There's trash bags all. They have to move the trash bags to get up the stairs, to get him down. She indicated she threw some stuff at him. Yes, she did. This is 10 o'clock. She indicated to Kayla again, can you come get me so I can go to the party? And then she got another text that said, oh, I got someone else to pick me up. She was gone. Now, it's true. She needed to get the tab or the credit card information. It's true. She called Kayla. Can you go over to the house? You live there. Kayla went over. Kayla said she's walking up the stairs and Mr. Imirowicz said hi. And then she got there and she saw the situation. It was a bad situation. This is 3:30, 3:45. If Mr. Imirowicz was chatting, he still was drunk. Because at that point in time, he didn't have any more to drink. They came and got him. It's 3:45. At 9 o'clock, we know his blood alcohol level was a 0.3. Very high. He didn't have anything to drink, we know, from 3:30, 3:45 to 9 o'clock. Now, if they're saying that this occurred at 10:30 in the morning, he would have been unconscious all that time. How much would have he had to drink? Where he wouldn't have been alive. It's not possible. But remember, he was doing something. Something about a bug bomb. There's fleas in the house. Again, not a good situation. What did he do? He got up, he watched his movie, he had his Zima, or not Zima, excuse me. He had his ice, supposedly. Even the trooper said, look, he had more to drink than that. That's not possible. So, who put it there and what happened? The house is an utter disaster. You know that. It smells bad. You know that. There's stuff all over the place. They didn't look for anything. They didn't do anything. They had their answer. Okay. I'm going to ask you to take a look, if you want, at the medical records. You won't find anywhere in there where he says she did this. It's not there. The nurse didn't testify that he said it. It's based on everyone else and what he thought. Something occurred. Clearly something occurred. Someone might be to blame. Who do we got? Well, Megan lives there. We know she was around at some point. Blame her. It's possible. Troopers went out with one goal. Get her to confess. Their case is over. What happened? Well, if you'd have poured that stuff on at 10 o'clock in the morning, I doubt he would have been alive. But we don't know because we didn't test anything. We don't know how long it was on his skin. We don't know where it came from. And by the way, they're saying it was spread over him. Nobody said anything about her hands being in bad shape. The hands were in bad shape were Mr. Imirowicz's. The only way those hands get in bad shape if he's spreading it around himself. If he's rubbing it in or moving it around or doing something with it. You look at the jar, there's still stuff in here. Still some of that chemical in there, all right? It's still there. Whoever had to throw it clearly had to get something on their hands. Or did he dump it on himself? His hands are in bad shape. Hers aren't. Nobody said anything about it. This is a man who is, well, I understand he passed away and this is involved in. This is a man who, when he was married in 2007, was on medication for high blood pressure. Clearly is an alcoholic. He had liver problems, which healed. He clearly had kidney problems. He had some bladder problems. His son had moved out. He's got some issues going on. He's not in good health. Shows up to his son's graduation ceremony, half his head shaved, dirty, intoxicated. He's an alcoholic. He doesn't remember what happened. He remembers something about doing something with a bug bomb. Was it the bug bomb? Was it this? What happened? You've got to look at it and try and figure it out. I'm asking you to take your time, think about it, take a look at the exhibits. Remember what was said. Think about it when you were 18. What would you do if you're backed into a corner? You got a car behind you, 3 officers around you, it's night. You know your dad's been hurt. They're not taking the first answer. They're not taking the second. They're going to keep going. You were at a party. What kind of condition are you in? What's going on? You're afraid. Your brother's already called you and said, you did this, Megan. This is a difficult situation. Nobody's saying she intended to do anything. Well, Mr. DeSanto's actually saying, yeah, she intended to kill him. I don't think so. You get to reconstruct. You are the trier of fact. You are the ones who will make a determination. All right? Now, when you go back to the jury room, you're going to be able to take a look at all the evidence. You're going to take your time. A couple of you are going to be dismissed and they'll sit down, you'll figure a foreman out, and you've got to look at the whole situation. You saw Megan's tape that she made. Is that the truth? Is it a lie? She's under no pressure. She's trying to talk to a friend. That, and she's in front of 3 officers. You can see lights behind her, dark situation. They never checked. They never asked her. They never advised her she had a choice. They never did anything other than get what they wanted and what they wanted her to say. They knew what they wanted. They suggested, well, what about the white powder? He said she threw a bottle with water. And this house, I wouldn't want to be in it either. They didn't go in, they didn't do an investigation. Never found the top. Never found where it was at. Never found what it was used for. Never found out how old it was. Never looked and see where it was bought at. Never looked and see how much was in it, how much was left. Never questioned anybody about it. Never did anything. No prints, nothing. It's Megan did this, let's convict her, let's get it over with. Well, that's not necessarily how it works. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a tough case. There's some really nasty pictures here. I'm going to ask that you look past them There's injuries, no question. There's damage, no question. Look past that. Look at the whole situation. Try and figure it out. They're all saying this happened at 10 o'clock. Mr. Imirowicz didn't say that. All right? He said, yeah, he remembers us throwing stuff and everything. And then we were done. We had a little spat. He then went and sat on the couch, had his Zima, or I keep seeing Zima. I mean ice. It probably tastes as bad either way. I don't know. All right. But you've got to take a look at the whole situation. Remember what he said. And yes, they came down, they arrested Megan. She made statements. She's backed him to the corner doing what she's got to do. Officers are doing what they have to do. She knows there's chemical burns because her brother's already yelled at her. They're looking for that information. Nobody told us what was on the skin other than the chemical. Nobody said there was any water on it. Nobody proved anything else on the skin. Nobody indicated how long it would take for these burns to last. Nobody knew how drunk he was, what he was drinking prior to. We know what he was at the hospital. That was a 0.3, and you saw him talk. That's a 0.3, and he's doing pretty good. When you deliberate, please take a look at all the evidence. Take a look at everything else. Figure it out. I mean, clearly, things are thrown. Clearly, there's a domestic situation. Father-daughter, they're living in the same house. There's an argument. They argue a bit. I remember her throwing things. He doesn't say anything about chemicals. He got up. He had his Zima. He put off a bug bomb. That's a little odd. What else did he do to try and clean up? Why else was the lie around? Everything was up there. We don't know. They never checked into anything else. There's no other statements by Mr. Imirowicz. There's nothing else you can find. It's a difficult situation, but beyond a reasonable doubt, is she the one that did this? I don't think you'll find that. I think you'll find it for the domestic assault, there's no question. And clearly it happened in Oakland County. Clearly it happened on or about that date. No question. I mean, that shouldn't take much for you to figure out. I'll stipulate to it. Doesn't matter. I agree. But what Mr. DeSantos and I say are not facts. They are not what count. What the documents, what the evidence, and what you make a determination of is what the facts will be. That is your job. I'm asking you to take your time, think about it, and do your best. And don't change your mind just because you want to get out of here. You have to figure out what you want, what you believe justice is, and make that determination. You already know the situation. You know the house is terrible. You know it's a divorce situation. You know the family's got problems. Mr. Imiriowicz, son is an angry young man. I might be too if my father had gone through this. I don't know. It's up to you to determine. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time, your patience, and I wish you luck. Thank you.